Time now for Restoring the Soul of Healthcare from the HELPcare Clinic in Austin.
And indeed, it is time for Restoring the Soul of Healthcare with the HELPcare Clinic here in Austin, and Administrator Lee Acey good enough to be with us here today, and we appreciate his flexibility as normally a Thursday presentation here on KAUS, but because the morning show was live on location yesterday, Lee good enough to join us here today. Lee, good morning.
Yeah, glad to be with you, Jason, and it actually worked out kind of nicely for us because we have something that wasn't quite ready yesterday and is ready today, and so something that's brand new that we're glad to be able to share with the audience and to highlight today. So it all kind of worked out for the best.
Well, fantastic, and I guess that kind of brings up the obvious question: what that may be, and
what is that thing? Yeah,
we'll talk about that here today. Sounds good.
Yeah. Well, we've been working for a couple months now on redesigning the HELPcare.health website, which is the home for HELPcare Clinic and also for some other health and wellness kind of content that we provide globally to anyone who's interested in that. At any rate, we were able to just push that live last night, and so as of this morning, we now have essentially a brand new website. I mean, there's a lot of the things that are still in common, but what we've really changed is putting HELPcare Clinic front and center in this, and to really much more clearly articulate what the benefits are of membership and what it includes. Also then changing the navigation somewhat so that, when we started out, we had just HELPcare Clinic in Austin, but now we have HELPcare Clinic in Rochester as well. And so right in that top navigation, you have the ability to pick which clinic you're wanting to find out more information about, and because there's slightly different membership details at each and obviously different locations. But the idea was to set ourselves up to be able to then perhaps in the future have more clinic locations and really fixing that navigation so we could do it. And so that's one part of it, but the other part is some of the resources the health resources that we provide, including low-carb recipes, the learning modules that we're doing, making those more accessible. And for instance, right under the blog link at the top of the page, there's the opportunity to view all of the latest posts, but then also to just say, hey, I want to see the recipes. And for busy people who are looking for, hey, what's something that I could make that will be supportive of a healthy lifestyle, to be able to really quickly get to that is helpful. Got some member stories there too. So the testimonials from some of our members on what this is all about. So that's just kind of a quick overview of some of the things that we've changed, and we think it's a nice, fresher look too.
Yeah, looking at it right now here, Lee, and I count myself, and there's thousands of others, I'm sure, like you said, that when you get back to you're talking about the recipes, and how can I? That's the eternal question or eternal battle, I guess you could say. How can I eat healthy when I'm on the go? And obviously, these recipes are the solution there. And those brown buttered bites look really good.
They're just the most awesome thing. I mean, when you're taking Kerrygold butter and you're browning it so it has kind of a caramel flavor.
Oh, yummy!
And then there's bacon too.
Oh, I didn't get that far. Oh my goodness! Wow. Okay.
So when you got butter and bacon, and it just kind of melts in your mouth, and really takes the edge off. And the beauty of it is that if you're on a low carb ketogenic diet, which is what we're finding, we're recommending that for those who are interested in making some changes. We sort of have carbohydrate poisoning in the world today with all the chips and popcorn and all that stuff. I love that stuff. Okay, I enjoy eating it.
That makes two of us. Yeah.
Yeah, you just have to put it within limits, and it's an occasional kind of thing to do. But the ketogenic diet is something that, well, just as a story, we had someone in just this. We met with him yesterday for coaching, and when he came to us 3 months ago, his hemoglobin A1C was about 9.5. which is not good. So the normal range you want to be is 5.7 or lower. And he was also 376 pounds. When he weighed in yesterday, he was at 339.
Oh my!
So he's lost a bunch, but more importantly, his hemoglobin A1C was 6.3.
Wow!
And just in a few months, so the whole thing is he's still got a long way to go. He's on this journey. I will in the future. We're doing a video with him where he's kind of talking about. Would like to sort of document his journey, and that's one of the things we're going to be featuring as well. But he's lost maybe 8 or 9% of his body weight, which is really a big thing, really. And he's looking better, feeling better. His wife says he's just happier, and the low carb ketogenic diet is what's really helped him with that. But I want to emphasize with this is that HELPcare Clinic is not a weight loss clinic. It's just that with the things we're dealing with in the patients who are coming in, members, that's a common concern that people have is their metabolic health, and that gets reflected in weight. And so while it's not about the weight loss is something that's important to a lot of people that they really like to do. And so what we're doing with the website is we're saying, okay, for people who are in a place in southern Minnesota where we currently have a HELPcare clinic, you can get the full spectrum of primary care, medical care. For other people, and they can be actually anywhere in the world. Maybe not in China. I don't know if we're blocked by the Great Firewall of China, but pretty much anywhere in the world, they can access the recipes. They can access the learning modules. There's no charge for any of that. And our goal is that we just want to help people who are wanting to improve their health. And if they visit our website, it doesn't really cost us anything. And so we make it free. Like we have these educational resources are free. For the things like the coaching and the medical care, obviously there has to be a charge. But our main thing is we want to help people to take charge of their own health and be able to restore, hopefully restore their health.
Yeah, exactly. And just looking at the page, like you were talking about, Lee, the weight loss, one of many things that you guys are doing. But when you get results like that, boy, I tell you what, that just obviously just that much more motivation to keep going with that. When, like I said, you see results like that, it's like, wow, this is really working. And when you're feeling better and you're just a happier person, obviously that's just that much more motivation to keep that going. But then looking at your e-learning courses here too, blood chemistry panels, you talk about here being an allergy sufferer. I'm going to watch this one called the Allergy Cascade here very soon as well. It's a fantastic services.
Yeah, so Dr. Dave Strobel is a great teacher. He's got the heart of a teacher, and he's the one we're featuring in most of these videos where he's essentially in these videos, he's explaining the kinds of things that he would explain in the clinic with patients, stuff that he's done for 30 plus years. Does a really good job with this. And so what we want to do is make those available, to our members so they can have access to it, but also then, why not make it available to the world as well, so that other people who are suffering with some of these problems can at least get educated on it, and then then they can talk with their own provider, their own doctor about, hey, does this make sense, and is this something that I should be, pursuing? At least they better understand the nature of what's going on. We just did a video yesterday. It's not up there yet, but on skin conditions and basic skin health. That I think is going to be just really a valuable one, but that's something we'll maybe have in a few weeks.
Yeah, exactly. But then, on at the top of the page here, again, how, like you said, to access the, as mentioned, the location in Austin or in Rochester. And then if somebody maybe wants to open another clinic, I see that here too as well, about, foundation, frequently asked questions. Boy, it's just a cornucopia of information about what you guys are doing, Lee, and as mentioned, and easy to access. And that's obviously the goal of what you've been doing here, and you've accomplished that, I would say.
Yeah, Yeah, well, one of our goals, as you mentioned, is we would like to help other providers like Dr. Strobel and who would like to create their own clinics, where they're able to, they're like-minded. They would like to be able to have that unhurried, personal approach to healthcare where you take time with the patients and get to know them. They get to know you. But that's just, we think that there's a thirst for that among providers and physicians, and we'd like to help facilitate that. So that's part of what HELPcare does, is provide those management services so they can just focus on being the provider, providing the good care, and we kind of try to take care of the administration for them. And so part of what we're offering there is then the opportunity for medical professionals who are interested in this kind of a practice to be able to start one of their own.
Yeah, exactly. But, well, Lee, as mentioned, we're here on the page as well. Our listeners can find out what their HELPcare clinic membership will include. Like I said, everything you're going to need is right there on your webpage, HELPcare.health, and better yet, to stop into your locales here in Austin and Rochester to learn more, too.
Yeah, absolutely. We're at 308 4th Avenue Northwest, which is a block east of St. Augustine's. We're open 8 to 5 Monday through Friday, 8 to noon on Saturdays. They can give us a call at 507-279-2345. We'd be delighted to show them around, have them really see what the difference is, and talk with them about how we can help them potentially, restore their health, maybe even reverse some ongoing disease. Because just back to this guy that I was talking about before, he's almost, he's had diabetes.
Yeah.
He's now into the category that you might call pre-diabetes.
Wow.
And he's actually reducing some of his medications and getting off some of those. So if he keeps going with it, he could be in the place where he's no longer a diabetic, which would be pretty astonishing.
Very much so, yeah. And something such as, type 2 diabetic such as myself that they, strive to be at or are striving to be at. And that's fantastic that his journey is taking him in that direction. That's really, really good to hear. And but Lee, anything else that you care to mention to us this morning that we didn't get to that we should know about her?
Yeah, well, I guess I just reiterate, we're glad to have people come to visit us and talk through or give us a call and see what we have to offer. But we're really excited. We're over 550 members now altogether, and just keeping growing, keeping kind of gradually adding, and with the new providers that we have, Elizabeth Hedlund as a new physician assistant. We have the capability to keep seeing more people and getting them in soon to get the care that they need.
All right. Well, Lee, always a pleasure to have you with us. And again, we appreciate your flexibility being with us here today instead of a Thursday on KAUS. But like you were mentioning, it worked out well with the changes to your website that you were talking about being unveiled here today. So great to have those, or great to see those. And again, always a pleasure to have you with us here on KAUS. Again, Lee Acey, administrator at HELPcare Clinic. And right now, locations in Austin and Rochester. Lee, always a pleasure. Have yourself a great weekend, sir, and thanks for all the good information.
Jason. All right. You have a great one.
You too. Take care.